With Doubtnut, get instant video solutions to all your maths, physics, chemistry, and biology doubts. Just click the image of the question, crop the question, and get instant video solution. Download Doubtnut app today.
Hello student, question is given as assertion given here that is NH3 is more polar than NF3. Okay, and the reason is given here that is NF3 cannot be hydrolyzed. Okay, so if we talk about assertion here first, which is given as NH3, here NH3, it is more polar. Okay, here it is more polar than so if we talk about NH3 and NF3, right, as we know that both are the compounds which has lone pair and the lone pair has its own dipole moment. Okay, here as we know that both NH3 and NF3, okay, they contain lone pair. Okay, they contain lone pair as in the structure of NH3. Okay, in NH3 there is 3 bond pair and 1 lone pair. Okay, same in NF3 there is 3 bond pair and 1 lone pair, right, and both have sp3 hybridization. Here both have sp3 hybridization, right, and due to the presence of lone pair they have pyramidal structure. Okay, here both the compound has lone pair and we know that lone pair has its own dipole moment. Okay, here lone pair dipole moment is the property which represent the directional property of electron, is the property which represent directional property of electron. Okay, directional property of electron. Okay, right, and if we see the polarity of both of the compound on the basis of dipole moment. Okay, so the compound which has more dipole, it is more polar, and the compound which has less dipole moment is less polar. Okay, but what difference them is NH and NF bond. Okay, here if we see the structure of both of the compounds, okay, we have NH3, right, and here we have NF3, and they both have a lone pair of electrons. Okay, now we have both the structures, okay, of NH3 and NF3, right, and if we see in the structure of NH3, so here NH bond have dipole moment towards nitrogen like this. Here it has dipole moment in this direction. Okay, why? Because the tail of the dipole moment because the tail of the dipole moment represent the less electronegative atom. Okay, and the head of the dipole moment represents the more electronegative atom, that is nitrogen here. Okay, here the tail is on the direction which is less electronegative. Okay, and here less electronegative is hydrogen. Okay, and the head of dipole moment is towards the more electronegative atom, that is nitrogen here. All right, but if we see the case of NF3, right, in the case of NF3 the NF bond have directions like this. Here it has the tail is towards the nitrogen and head is towards the fluorine. Okay, as fluorine is the most electronegative atom here. Okay, so if we see the case of NH3, so in this NH3, the resultant of three hydrogen and nitrogen bond movements and the movement due to the lone pair of electron, okay, movement due to the lone pair of electron, they will act in the same direction. Okay, but if we see the case of NF3, okay, the resultant of three NF bonds, okay, NF bonds movement and the movement due to the lone pair of electron, okay, pair act in the opposite direction. Okay, here as the three nitrogen and fluorine bond, they are movement in this direction, and if we see the lone pair of electron, movement of lone pair of electron, it will act in this direction. Okay, so here in this lone pair dipole and the NF bond dipoles, they will cancel each other and they give net dipole less than NH3. Okay, here they give less dipole than NH3. Okay, as here we can see the movement of NH3 here, okay, and the movement of lone pair, it will give the net dipole which is greater than the NF3 dipole, right? That's why here NH3 is more polar than NF3, okay, NF3, right? So if we see the assertion here that given as that NH3 is more polar than NF3, so assertion is correct here, right? Reason is given as NF3, it cannot be hydrolyzed, so this reason is also correct here. Why? If we see the structure of NF3, right, if we see the structure of NF3, as both nitrogen and fluorine, they do not have d orbital, okay, they do not have d orbital. So when the water is attacked, okay, water is attacked, so as oxygen, so when oxygen wants to donate its lone pair, so here both nitrogen and fluorine, it does not have a d orbital, okay, so due to the absence of d orbital, it will not accept the lone pair of electrons. That's why the NF3, it cannot be hydrolyzed. So the NF3, it cannot be hydrolyzed, okay, it cannot be hydrolyzed. All right, so the reason given here is also correct here, but reason it not the correct explanation of assertion. Why? Because due to this reason that it cannot be hydrolyzed, the NH3 is more polar than NF3, so this reason is not the correct explanation of assertion. Okay, so if we see the options here, so option 2 we have, that is both assertion and reason are true, but reason is not the correct explanation of assertion. So this is the correct answer of this question. Thank you.
For class 6 to 12, IIT JEE and NEET level. Trusted by more than 5 crore students. Download Doubtnut app today.